Well, today this job is certainly moving along now, much more brisk than in the past. Um, Today we are putting on the topmast shrouds, which are here. I've already done most of the work already. It was relatively simple, and much of the techniques you've learnt on the main mast shrouds and the mizzen shrouds, so it wasn't really necessary to go through that whole process again. The only thing you need to be careful of is on the cross trees to make sure that the shrouds come through the last one of the cross trees. Other than that, it's really very simple. So here we go. You have to be very careful when you're cutting these lines out that you don't cut the shrouds themselves. They're all just temporarily pulled in place. We'll tighten them up as we will with most of the lanyards. When everything is done, we'll come back and tighten each one. Putting on the footlock stave for the top gallant shrouds. Just going through the same process again. Measure the top, apply to the bottom. You use the same size, I think it's 0.75 millimeter in terms of the brass stave. You tie it with 2 clove hitches and then put a little CA, not a CA, a PVA. You could use CA. I put full strength PVA on it, and then I'll take the wet paintbrush and clean off the excess paint. The instruction for putting on the top gallant shrouds is that you do it the same way as you did the main mast shrouds, and that is you put a clove hitch on the top and pull 2 on this side, and then you do the same thing. So you have 1 and 2 on this side, 1 and 2 on this side. I found when I was doing that the top of the mast started pulling over one way or the other, and there's no adjustment on this. So I took a different approach. I put the clove hitch on top and pulled them together each way, balanced one very carefully, and then came across and balanced the other, and went back for the second ones and then the third ones. So the result of that was when we came to do the backstay, top gallant backstay, we paired both of them together, and so we have one here and one somewhere here. There we go. With a clove hitch at the top, bringing them down to the deadeyes, lower down on the model. We're going to tie a clove hitch at the end here. Now we're going to do the second one through the cross trees. Again, a simple clove hitch. Perhaps the easiest knot in sailing, although sometimes it can be confusing. And then slip it down. So we have one on either end. Then you run them through the eyes on the cross tree, and then down to the bottom here. If you can't tie a clove hitch, then a full wrap around and 2 half hitches will do. Using these needle threaders, On a day like today, they earn their weight in gold. There we go. Let me just tie them off. The top gallant shrouds now complete. We actually stuck them with CA because they started coming off the footop stave. And you can see that's really as accurate as it's going to get. We have attached the two top gallant backstays, and they go right up to the top. Take the line, put a half inch around it. Take the 3mm deadeye and put it in and pull the main shroud tight. Now I put it in a tweezers, a locked tweezers. Now we're going to tie a quick clove hitch, and to do that with the thread, you simply turn it one way and turn it the other way. Put the two together and simply slip it over and pull. Because it never works out the way you want when you're in the movies, you know that. And you put the furthest one up, then you do the same thing, half hitch with the outer line inside, same thing, put the two of them together, slip it over and pull. Oops. And pull. So that's number 2. And you know the old story, the last one always gives trouble. That's caused by the natural twist in the thread. Anyway, you get the technique. Having got 3 lines on, which are the seizings, we put a little PVA, making sure it gets on the pieces that we use to tie the knot, because those are the pieces we're going to cut off. And then you can use water on a paintbrush, or do as I do, simply put your hand on it and take the excess glue off and leave it to dry. We've just completed the last of the shrouds, so that completes this exercise, and according to the instruction we must now start looking at the installation of the ratlines. We will tidy up the lanyards. Just a quick once over of the other side. And we'll say good night to you.